Sure. Yeah. Sounds good. Whatever works. Any of that sound familiar? Welcome to another episode of Self Seconds. My name is Mellissa Rempfer, and I am the founder of Giving Excellence. And we're here 5 minutes of creating impactful transformations for all of us busy entrepreneurs. So I want you to think about that. How many times you are just going along with what other people say? Hey, what do you think we should do for dinner? I'm thinking tacos. Well, maybe pizza. Well, internally you were like, oh, I really wanted a cheeseburger. But sure, yeah, tacos or pizza sound good. You just kind of nod your head and go along. Okay, that may be what things may look like personally in your household, or that may also show up professionally. Well, what about your thoughts on this? I'm thinking these things and we could do this. Sure, okay. When maybe internally you're like, oh, we could have done this, or I have this idea of something we can do, and you don't speak up. You don't bring your thoughts to the forefront. Or maybe what you have to say doesn't fully align or may disagree with what somebody else has to say. And it may be just one of those things you don't want to bring up, that potential conflict or a different perspective, because it's not what everybody else is doing or thinking, or it's just going to make more effort or anything like that. So these could be different thoughts that may be coming up. So today what we're going to be talking about is this, how we just go along with other people, how we just kind of say yes or nod our head or just kind of blend in the background and not put forth our thoughts or our opinions or our hopes and dreams or desires, just to kind of keep things going, to keep this peace, to keep the ease and flow. My mouse is not letting me come back down. Hang on a second, I got back over to this thing. I have no idea why it got all goofy. Okay, so for today's transformation, it's about going along. I have no idea why I just got a little bit goofy like that. And we do that. We go along, but that's part of a coping mechanism that our personality structures will have us do, especially if it feels like we're putting any effort or energy towards something and it may not be seen, immediately acceptable by other people. There's an energy that kind of happens where we don't always want to do this. And this is common, you'll find out with a lot of type 9 energy in the Enneagram space, where it's easy just to kind of go along, hide. It's almost like you're a chameleon in the background. You may notice this will start to happen. People ask questions and you just kind of nod your head. Sure, okay. You may be having a conversation with a client and the client may like, well, what about this? And you may be like disagreeing, but you're like, you don't want to be saying something because you're like, that's not going to be the best or highest good for them. But you're uncomfortable because you know that's going to make them or you're making an assumption that they may get uncomfortable when you bring this up. Or if you say that's not probably the best thing, or here's another perspective or another way of doing something. So you're hearing what they say and you just kind of agree. You nod your head and just kind of go along. So what I want you to do is I want you to be aware how many times, and if you're even doing this, if you're just kind of going along with other people, going along with what other people say just to keep the peace, just to avoid conflict, to make things easier. And so what I want you to do is I want you to take that part. So first of all, we're going to become self-aware. That's always the thing. It's always bringing that self-awareness. So be aware, even if you're reflecting back on your day, if you've been doing this. But now here's the affirmation I want to include. I now release going along with others to keep the peace. We're going to let that go. I now release going along with others to keep the peace, because you're giving up part of yourself to keep other people happy. We're going to release that. Thanks for joining. My name is Mellissa Rempfer. Till next time. Bye.